It's a small and portable extraction instrument which is capable of processing samples ranging from, let's say, standard volumes like 200 microliter, which are very typical in the diagnostic field, to up to 40 milliliter, which is more like applicable for things like wastewater testing, but also can be used for urine testing if you think about STDs from urine samples instead of need to rely on swab samples. It has a capability of simultaneously process up to 4 samples. So 1 to 4 is completely up to the user. Also, the plastic use is completely flexible in that respect. It has 2 heating zones. That's more standard. One is for the input material, if necessary. One is for the lysis elution tube. It also includes rotational rod sleeves. That means it can actively mix also large liquid bodies, sorry, like 30-40 milliliter, easily mix it by rotation, which enables a nice mixing function, of course, but also not to forget the whole operational noise is very, very low compared to other systems where you just have some rod that is dipping in and out as fast as possible into a liquid, which generates a lot of noise. Elution volumes down to 50 microliter. It's a very modern graphical user interface. Is a touchscreen based system. Of course, you don't need a computer to operate this machine. And as I said, its dimensions are really made for portable use. So it's slightly under 15 kilos. Can also be battery operated. So it's really meant to be also used outside of central lab structures. Just 2 more slides, I think. One about the consumables, because we also followed their very different approach and mentality or philosophy. The plastics you use to perform the extraction, for that you can really use standard plastic materials that you can buy from typical plastic suppliers like Sarstedt. And the system is flexible in the very first tube. It either accepts 5 or 50 milliliter tubes, depending on the input volume that you want to process. Then there are a couple of 5 milliliter tubes, and the very end, the elution or lysis tube, is a standard 2 milliliter tube, as you find it in every lab shop. And then, of course, the rod sleeves are something customized to the machine. But the rest you can really source from, as I said, from any plastics supplier out there. Just a few words on the rod sleeves themselves, put some thoughts into it. So it has a groove where an O-ring can be fixated. This function we don't need for the protocol which I just introduced, the wastewater. But of course, we have a couple of more ideas in mind and different applications, such as, because the question was there in the beginning, solid sample homogenization. So we also have thought about ways to use this extraction machine for really tissue homogenization. And there we will also make use of this O-ring eventually. Another function that we are using right now, due to the need for mixing large liquids, large volumes, is these blades on the outside, which really enhance the mixing of the liquids within the vessel. And this asymmetric structure that we have a very narrow tip, which then can also work nicely with this 2 milliliter tubes geometry that we have in the very end, where we want to elute our nucleic acids in as low as possible volume. And then what I said, this flexible configuration, either you use this adapter or you don't, depends on whether you want to fit 50 milliliter centrifugation tubes into the machine or just 5 milliliter tubes for smaller volumes. So that flexibility is given.